Welcome, Bout Betters. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hopefully I can get up to maybe 100 subscribers by this weekend. I doubt it, but that's okay. Let me know what you guys are doing for most of these bouts and how many finishes you think they're going to be in this particular card. In this matchup between Alex Morono and Mickey Gall, despite Mickey Gall being somewhat of a finisher and Alex Morono also having some good finishes his last few times out, I don't expect him or there to be a finish in this particular bout. I have historically undervalued Morono and always faded Gall as well. Morono killed me against Cowboy Cerrone, taking all my profit out of my hands as Cerrone was my main parlay leg for me at that outing. It was bad. I still feel the pain from that. I can't regret it. I try not to do that, but I still fall in that place where I'm confident in a particular favorite. In that instance, Morono was on short notice and was a huge underdog and mollywopped Cowboy, just destroyed him. I just couldn't believe what I was watching, and it didn't matter as the money was just out of my hands, and it was very disappointing, but that's gambling. Morono, in this instance, has a better striking advantage. He has a better XR number and XR percentage and has done so against better competition. Mickey Gall's striking has been improving, but Morono is landing more significant strikes at 5.1 per minute, but both of these guys aren't so accurate. They also come from a jiu-jitsu base, and that's why I think the striking statistics on each of these guys is not great. While Morono seems a little more wild on the feet, I like Gall's range and reach advantage to help keep Morono from landing those power shots as well as takedowns. Will we see grappling in this match? I think so. Even though both of these guys have fallen in love with their striking, I think if this does hit the mat, I side slightly with Gall, even though Alex Morono has a long history of jiu-jitsu and has a jiu-jitsu black belt himself that he doesn't use. I lean on Gall here on the wrestling and on, not necessarily the wrestling, on the takedowns. I think he allows takedowns to happen to him. That's why his takedown defense is horrible, except in the case of like the Diego Sanchez match, where Morono is going to be very similar here, trying to use that wrestling, not necessarily to go for a submission, but to dominate and control Mickey Gall to a long decision. All of Gall's wins in the UFC have been by submission. He spends 26% of his time in a control position and 3.84 minutes in control per 5 rounds. But he has done this to lesser competition. I think that if he does this to Morono, he could open himself up to a TKO or, being grounded and pounded, because he likes this a step up in competition. And Gall, as I mentioned before, will accept that bottom position in attempts to get it at a submission. And I don't think this is going to work against somebody who has the caliber of jiu-jitsu as Alex Morono. The problem with Alex Morono is I haven't seen how he reverses a position or can transition from top to bottom in some way. I haven't seen any of that yet because we haven't seen his grappling. The guy, again, has fallen in love with his hands, and Mickey Gall's the same. And Mickey Gall, again, accepting that bottom position will be a big fault on him because he's going to get pieced up down there too. It's not going to look good in front of the judges. So Morono has never been submitted, but has 25 takedown attempts by opponents with a submission attempt ratio of 4-0 compared to Gall's 11-0. Initially, I was on Morono as a parlay leg, but I think this is a dog or pass spot. Morono's striking is not that more developed than Mickey. Yes, it's better slightly if you look at the statistics. It's just, he's a little wild to me, doesn't have the defense, and I think most of this fight's going to be on the feet. And if Mickey has made some improvements in his striking defense and uses or attempts to try to use his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu to fend off Morono and control him, this could be a favorable matchup for him. Yes, Morono might seem like he has Mickey Gall covered everywhere in this spot, but for minus 230 or minus 240, I'm not willing to pay that price tag to find that out. So at this time, it's a dog or pass situation for me. As always, comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what your potential plays are in this event. Good luck this weekend. Thank you very much.